All right, so I'm with Olivia Palmer from Palmer Lane Maple, and you guys where are you guys located?
Jericho.
Okay, and we saw a little snapshot of your sister on there.
Yeah.
You guys are still doing creamies.
We are.
All right, so if you got a hankering for a maple creamy right now, get in your car, drive to Jericho, buy a gazillion creamies for you and all your friends.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we making today?
I'm making maple Rice Crispie Treats.
Okay, and how long have you been making this?
Not very long.
No?
Actually.
It's like an hour. You're like, my mom, she pulled me aside and we started making this.
No, well, last week I practiced and tweaked a recipe that I'd found before, so I guess a little over a week.
All right, well, if it's a week, it's got to be good. And I think the recipe is in our book. Okay, so the pan's starting to get a little hot.
All right, so I'm going to put in the butter.
Okay.
This is 3 tablespoons, I think they're measured in.
Yeah, it looks about 3
Butter.
tablespoons.
I'm just going to use my knife. I'm going to stir this until it melts.
Okay.
And then I'm using amber rich syrup, but if you guys want a more maple flavor or an intense flavor, then you can use a different grade.
What are all the new grades of maple syrup? This is where we're going to put you on the spot to
Yeah.
test you.
So there's the Golden Delicate,
Which is like the old fancy, right?
Right,
Okay.
that's the lightest grade.
Yep.
There's Amber Rich, which is, I think it's somewhere around,
Medium amber, is that where it is?
yeah, that
Okay.
one, yeah. And then there's Dark Robust. We shorten these, so that's dark if you want to, and B, that is now what used to be B.
Yeah.
And then the darkest one, which is very dark.
It's like maple tar, right?
Right. That's grade C, what we call it. My mom calls it motor oil because it's so dark.
That's for like the hardcore chain
Right.
smoking maple person who's like, I need a little maple on the side. Yeah. All right, so we got our melted butter here.
Right.
All right.
Then I'm going to pour in the maple syrup. So this is 3/4 of a cup of the amber rich syrup.
All right, I'll scrape all that out. Maple is money, so we better get all that out.
Put that back.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to stir this and wait until it gets a little bit bubbly.
Okay. And so, I mean, I'm used to Rice Crispie Treats when I was a kid, and I can't even remember how we made them because they're just like, you know, I just can't even remember. But having maple Rice Crispie Treats means like dessert's healthy, so that's okay. So
Yeah.
I'm all for that. All right, and it's starting to get a little warm. And then should we dump in the marshmallows?
Yes.
Okay.
Here,
Have you ever
hold
made
that.
maple marshmallows? Is that even possible?
I have not actually.
Maybe next year.
That would be a good idea.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna stir those until they've completely melted. And you'll notice they're gonna go from big puffy marshmallows to like
Goop.
marshmallow goop. Exactly.
Marshmallow goop.
Yeah, so it's 3/4 of a cup of the large marshmallows. I found it easier to use the large marshmallows, but you guys can use the little marshmallows.
I like the big ones. I don't know. I'm kind of a connoisseur. I'm classic. Those mini marshmallows, and especially if you use those rainbow marshmallows. Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
You know, God have mercy on you. All right, so we got this going. While this is melting, tell us about your family sugar operation, because you guys are all involved with it. You've all been
Yeah.
involved for a long time.
Yeah. So my dad's been sugaring since he was really, really little. He used to sugar with Fred Allen in Essex Junction. And so now we sugar up in Jeffersonville. We tap 1,100 taps.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so there's you, your dad, your mom, and your sister?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's who's running the creamies right now?
My dad is home. Yeah.
So if you're listening to us on a podcast or listening to us on, you know, some kind of weird computer channel, you know, swing by, go get a creamy. All right, and that's just melting down. That's getting pretty close.
Yep.
Break up those marshmallows. All right, so once this is totally gooped up, super goopy, what do we do with it?
So you can either pour it into the pot, so pour the Rice Krispies into the pot, or you can pour the marshmallow mixture from the pot into a bigger bowl.
Okay.
It depends. If you're gonna pour it into the pot, then you gotta
This thing
make.
smells so good.
Yeah.
It's like maple aromatherapy.
If you're gonna pour it into the pot, then you're gonna want to make sure that all of your maple marshmallow mixture is up into your Rice Krispies. It does end up settling at the bottom if you don't mix it completely.
All right. Well, what should we do? Should we do it in the bowl or in the pot? What do you like?
I normally pour it into the pot.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
So this is 5 cups of just plain Rice Krispies,
Not organic Rice Krispies?
not organic.
I don't even know if they make organic Rice Krispies. Could you make this with Fruity Pebbles and everything else?
Probably wouldn't taste as good.
No, probably not. All right, so that's pretty gooped up. How's that looking?
That's looking pretty good.
Okay.
So I'm using well, it's not greased, so
Okay.
a non-greased pan.
Because it's got that butter in there, so it's
Yeah.
gonna come
Right.
off. All right. And so do I just scrape
Yep,
this
you
in
can
here?
just scrape it into there.
All right. God, it's been a while since I've made Rice Crispie Treats. But I am excited about them. All right, and I will let you pat this thing down.
All right. So I'm taking just normal non-stick canola oil on my hands.
Whoa. That's how we do it.
It's like lotion. You gotta make sure you get it on all sides,
If you
though.
work at a sugar house, this is the lotion of choice.
Sure. Okay, so it's on the sides of my hands because when I pat it down, I'm going to pat it to the edges. And this
She's got
is
hands
hot.
like leather.
It is hot though. I've done this a few times. Just a few.
Just a few in the last week.
Just a few. All right. So if you really want to get it all perfect, then you can pat it down all the way. When I'm done, I just pour some maple sugar that we make right
All right.
over it. All right, thank you.
There you go. All right, you want me to grab the maple sugar?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So we do a little bit of this. Oh man, I'm a spoon sifter, so this is challenging for me. Man, but look at that. When you get that maple dust off there, it's like going to the maple ocean. All right, did we put all this on here?
No, you don't have to.
Okay. I'm like, that is a boatload.
That's a crazy amount.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna use a knife. So here's one that I've pre-made.
Perfect. And do you bake this or anything after this, or it's all ready to go?
You can either throw it in the refrigerator if you're on a time crunch, but you can just let it sit out. It just has to cool fully, so.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's cut a couple squares and let's eat them up. Hey, Maple Time.
Hey, baby.
I know you see the candy, you see the desserts, and you just can't wait. You got to cut 3 squares because you need to eat some too.
I've heard so much about these Rice Crispie Treats because when I was over videotaping the creamy footage,
Yeah.
Julia shared with me that she had made about a bazillion of these just to make sure that she would get it right on the TV show.
Nice.
And so I think everybody in Jericho has probably had a maple
Rice
treat.
Crispie treat. Wow, look at that thing. That is just like goopy goo.
Maple. That is looking good.
And you guys, I assume, are going to be closed on Maple Open House on the 28th, 29th?
Are you crazy?
No, well, sometimes
Are
we
you serious?
But you guys are going to be wide open, so
Yes,
that'll be
of
the
course.
first creamy that I probably have of the season.
Oh,
Because I'll be out and about, and I tell you, I mean, I wake up in the middle of the night dreaming about a maple creamy.
they have a mixture from the St. Albans Co-op.
Wow.
That is like super-de-duper good, rich, and with the maple, it is the best maple creamy I think I've ever had.
Perfect. All right, let's eat them. One for you, sir,
Thank you.
and one for you, madame.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Cheers to you. Let's eat some.
Cheers. Cheers.
There
I'm
we go.
stuck!
Oh. Man, that maple sugar on top is the cat's pajamas. That is super gooey, ooey, yummy. God, that's good.